Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading to Wisconsin to talk about the NL Central champion Milwaukee Brewers. They were able to make the playoffs via wild card round for the second year in a row, and then again also lose for the second year in a row. Despite a 93-69 record, this was not the year they were going to get their first playoff win since 2018. Unfortunately, they were not at full health despite having all their team leaders as they went into the wild card battle with the New York Mets. The team leaders did include Bryce Strang with stolen bases, Joey Ortiz with triples, Willie Adames with runs, hits, doubles, and walks, and then Mr. Do-It-All Everything catcher, William Contreras. That's kind of odd having William Contreras, a catcher, lead your team in everything. Again, you weren't at full strength, so you didn't have some of your other better players, but that was very shocking. Another shocking stat is that Willie Adames stole 21 bases in 2024. In his previous 7 years, he had 30. Speaking of stolen bases, Bryce Strang doubled his stolen bases from 23 to 24. Technically not doubled, it went from 26 to 50, but that's still impressive. We're going to talk about why exactly that's impressive in a little bit. And the final interesting fact is that Gary Sanchez continued his double-digit home run streak other than his very first year, which only had 2 at-bats, and of course, 2020. But that means he is able to hit double-digit home runs as many as 20, 30 some, as few as right at 10, but he still got to double digits. Getting away from interesting facts and talking about hypotheticals, old man Christian Yelich only played in 73 games last year, but he put up some pretty good numbers, and if you extrapolated those over an entire season, 11 home runs, 42 RBIs, and 21 stolen bases, you're looking at least 20 home runs, 80, 85 RBIs, and close to 40 stolen bases, if not more. That's pretty good for an old man. Now, he was one of the individuals who was not playing for the Brewers in the postseason, and those numbers absolutely could have made that series more interesting. Transitioning to a speedster with no power at all, Bryce Strang surpassed the hypothetical 40 and hit 50 stolen bases. Now, what makes that even more impressive is that he had a sub 700, actually sub 670 OPS. Bryce Strang is a one-trick pony. He's like a great value Michael Garcia. Even he's got a little bit more power. Bryce Strang, you're going to be hitting in the bottom half of the lineup. That means you're getting less at-bats. Less at-bats means less hits. Less hits means lower batting average. That means you probably won't be the starting second baseman, and you might just be relegated to pinch hit or most likely a pinch runner because you got some speed, man. Having just talked about Bryce Strang, he was a first-round selection for the Brewers. 2 other first-round selection by the Brewers in this lineup, Sal Frelick and Garrett Mitchell. Both of them are very fast boys. Garrett Mitchell is fast but fragile, and Sal Frelick is fast but feeble, as in he doesn't hit a lot of home runs. Neither one of them are actually going to hit a lot of home runs. Garrett Mitchell does have an opportunity to hit more, but again, neither one of them going to be blasting away more than 15, 20 homers. Now, there is a chance potentially for a 2020 season, especially because I believe Sal Frelick came in with 25 more pounds of muscle. Ooh, good Lord, man. So he's going to go from Barry Bonds to Barry Bonds. It's going to be important for both these guys to get going early in the season and stay healthy, especially because they have a 20-year-old phenom Jackson Chourio in the outfield with him. There, again, should not be a single ball to hit the ground out there, especially if it's a fly ball. Can of corn, get that bad boy, run it down. Nothing should hit the outfield with those 3 very fast boys in the outfield. Moving to pitching, as usual, there's only 4 names we need to know. The wins leader was Colin Ray. The leader in literally everything else except holds and saves, Freddie Peralta. The holds leader was Yoel Payamps. Pretty sure it's Joel Payamps, but Yoel sounds better. And then you got the saves leader. Of course, it was Trevor Meagle. Yeah, Trevor Meagle. Definitely wasn't Devin Williams. Obviously, the pitching helped them get to the wild card, but did not help them in the wild card. There was a terrible outing Freddie Peralta had, and really every time he goes out, I'm a little scared. Now, he is supposed to be the ace of this team with Corbin Burns and Mr. Brandon Woodruff out, but he kind of reminds me of Kyrie Irving. He's good. He's very good. But he needs someone else. He can't handle that pressure. And I'm not saying I can pitch any better than Freddie Peralta. I'm not saying that if I had a chance to have Freddie Peralta on my team, I wouldn't take it. But Freddie Peralta also comes with a potential to have a 4+ ERA with like a 1.3 whip, and that's not sexy. He can get the double-digit strikeouts. He's got the potential. He can also give up some runs and some hits and walks. But here's the thing. He's one of the better pitchers in the entire game of baseball. He's going to have 200 plus strikeouts, and that's going to be what keeps you enticed. The 68 walks will not, though. There's two guys in this rotation that started off not with the Brewers, ended the season with the Brewers. Well, mainly with the Brewers. Aaron Civale and Frankie Montas. Now, Frankie Montas, he gets hurt a lot, man. And I'm pretty sure he ended the season on the IL, but that's what I mean. He was mostly with the team. He was traded from the Reds, so goes from a very hitter-friendly ballpark to a not hitter-friendly ballpark. So he should have done better, and his numbers were better, but his ERA and WHIP were still pretty high. But he did have 80 strikeouts in very few innings with the Brewers. Aaron Civale, on the other hand, did also see his ERA and WHIP go down, but also saw his strikeouts go down, as I believe he only had like 25 strikeouts in his time with the Brewers. So, yeah, very different outcomes for the same type of action. Two more pitchers that were new to Milwaukee, but not because they were on other teams, but because they were rookies. Robert Gasser and Tobias Myers. Robert Gasser did start 5 games and was throwing gas. And then injury bug struck, and now he's out for the entire 2025 season because of Tommy John. On the other hand, Tobias Myers started 25 games, won 9 of them, lost 6, had 7 quality starts, and threw to a 3 ERA with a 1.17 WHIP. Obviously, they're going to want him to come back from injury because he is already injured in 2025. He did have no oblique strain, so he's going to be expected to miss the first 6 to 8 weeks. Once he comes back, they're obviously wanting to get back to rookie form, but they will probably again limit his innings because that's very helpful. And now, as usual, we're going to get to my favorite part of most all teams. The pitching is the best in the bullpen. Now, this bullpen was the most infuriating one of all of 2024, even more so than the Phillies. And if you're a Phillies fan, you know, who were they going to trot out in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning? Kind of how I felt with the Brewers, because I thought I was being slick and picking up Yoel Payamps, because in 2023, he had phenomenal numbers, sub 3 ERA with a sub 1 WHIP, and held the holds lead for the team. So, best logical choice. Nope, Trevor Meagle, who had 7 holds in all of 2023, so that makes sense. However, they did trade stats. Joel Payamps did have a little higher ERA, but his WHIP was still sub 1. Trevor Meagle had a 2.6 ERA with a around 1 WHIP, so it was still good. He led the team in holds over Devin Wilson, and that's kind of confusing, but also keep in mind Devin Wilson missed the first bit of the season because of an injury. He's out with my Yankees, and now we don't have a rotation, so we'll see how this goes. I do also have to say that there were other guys, Koenig, there were other guys, Abner Uribe, who absolutely went off the rails and got kicked off the team. But apparently he's back. I don't know. It's crazy. And then 2 more guys, Brian Hudson and Elvis Peguero. Very strong bullpen. Definitely think this is going to be the cream of the crop, especially for the NL Central. Not many runs are going to be scored on this bullpen. They're strong, they're experienced, they're not super old, and they absolutely get it done. Again, tons of holds. Saves, not so many, but again, that's spread out. Payamps had his chance. Meagle had the chance. I think Koenig had a few. Abner Uribe, again, he had his deal. Brian Hudson saw a few. So, again, very confident this is going to be the bullpen that you want pieces of if you're in a deep league, maybe NL only, and have holds or saves. I think in 2025, I think you're going to be seeing these Milwaukee Brewers as the champs of the NL Central again. Hopefully, they do better in the wild card and are actually able to win something for the first time since 2018. But I think they will because they have a much stronger starting rotation. I think they have a better bullpen, but they have some of their injured players back. They have Brandon Woodruff coming back. They have Christian Yelich coming back. They're going to have individuals who have come back from the offseason to do better, knowing they have to absolutely do better. They have stolen bases down. They have the home runs decently down. They definitely do need some more. But again, as long as they are getting the production from first baseman Rhys Hoskins, who did hit 20% of my prediction from last year, as long as they also have Christian Yelich staying healthy, as long as they have Jackson Chourio continuing to do what he did last year. I gave up on him too early. I had him for a month, drafted him in the 13th round of this league, and then I dropped him, and of course now he was a keeper and going in the top 20 or something. That's cool. Yeah, not upset at all. But again, this is going to be the cream of the crop in the NL Central. I think these are going to be the guys to beat. This is the end of the NL Central. That means we have 4 divisions down. We have 2 left. We're 10 days away from opening day. I'm super excited. I've finished several drafts, and hopefully you'll be able to watch them and critique my drafting style. But we're going to move into the AL East, that's right, we're soon going to be talking about my Yankees. Oh, it's so great. But we're going to start with the Toronto Blue Jays. So we're leaving the country. Get your passports ready. We're talking Blue Jays. This is Jake Aiken. Thank you for sharing part of your day with me.